When you think of iconic British architecture, Big Ben and the British Houses of Parliament often spring to mind. Well, the architect and designer responsible for these works is Augustus Pugin. He also designed buildings for Adelaide, Brisbane and Sydney, and some very small churches in Tasmania. Although he never set foot in Australia, there are celebrations to mark the 200th anniversary of Pugin's birth. Martin Cudahy reports.
About an hour north of Hobart, in the golden hills of the Coal River Valley, lies a sleepy village once known as Jerusalem. In this community lies an Australian architectural gem. Designed by the rather grand-sounding Augustus Welby Northmore Pugin.
This man is a master designer, and when you look at his work you see that absolute beauty of line, composition and form right down to the tiniest object. So he is a master designer and one who had a profound impact on the whole course of design in the 19th century.
Construction of St Patrick's Catholic Church started in 1855, but it's based on an English medieval church from 1320. Pugin is responsible for the building and its entire contents. The sweeping internal arches and austere design are still appreciated by those with an eye for detail.
There are many, many people, and including architects, that still go back to and have a look at the way that he put those buildings together. So his importance is still very strong.
Pugin stands out because he designed everything for his buildings. This monstrance is from the 1840s. Catholics place the Holy Eucharist inside it, and the priest then uses it to bless the congregation. It's believed to be the only one in existence. The only way we could get permission to film this and other artefacts was to agree to do it in a darkened room and then not tell you where they're kept.
It's as difficult to describe how prolific he was as it is to describe the incredible creativity of Mozart or Leonardo. They're people who turn up every few centuries.
Brian Andrews is an architectural historian and is fanatical about Pugin. In his own words, he's lived and breathed him for years, uncovering his work throughout Australia.
Certainly he did designs for Bishop Holding in Sydney, and there are a number of those in and around Sydney. The oldest stone building in Brisbane is a Pugin designed church. So there are bits and pieces everywhere.
Augustus Pugin was born in 1812 to artistic parents, a French illustrator father and an English writer mother. His work began in England, and you're probably more familiar with some of his more notable landmarks. He designed Big Ben in London, co-designed the British Houses of Parliament, and is entirely responsible for the interiors. He is credited with starting the revival of Gothic architecture.
It's just beyond all comprehension, and in a professional life of just about 15 years, he churned out literally thousands upon thousands of drawings, and every time he touched a pen to paper, something new came out.
Augustus Pugin befriended a Catholic bishop, Robert Wilson, during the middle of the 19th century. He went on to become the first bishop of Hobart and came to Van Diemen's Land carrying 3 scale models of churches designed by Pugin.
He represented the church requirements or the church's beliefs, and yet those buildings are quite powerful, but at the same time, when you're within them, it's actually still a very special place to be as an individual and as part of a group of people.
Richard Crawford runs an architectural firm in central Hobart. The business can trace direct lineage back to Henry Hunter, another architect who was widely influenced by Pugin.
Pugin's influence, certainly in the church areas of church and so forth, that's certainly influenced our thinking on where we should be and what we should be aspiring to.
Pugin believed designing buildings in a Gothic style would help create a social fabric for a humane society at the other end of the world. "200 years have passed since the birth of Pugin. To mark the anniversary, a series of concerts and displays has started and runs through until the 9th of March.
our celebrations in southern Tasmania are mirroring celebrations all over England throughout the whole of 2012 and Ireland as well. But we're having our own special celebrations down here to mark the very significant impact he had down here in Tassie.